then non-linearities automatically get detected because of this multiplication of signals. Okay. Did you get the point?
Yes.
Hmm. So that's why we need a hidden layer. Take a practical example of a non-linearly separable this thing. Non-linearly separable classification problem का कोई भी practical example लो तो सारे ऐसे ही होते हैं. Right? Let's say we take a practical example of distance from college. Distance from college for students is one of the features. कौन कहाँ पे रहता है? Some people stay on the campus in campus only. Some people stay outside in Delhi. Some people stay outside Delhi. And let us say that another feature कोई भी ले लो, gender ले लो, female, male, and so we have a two-dimensional space to show. And then labels are whether the person wants to come to the college or not today. So do you think that the pattern is mixed up or is it linearly separable? Are there some people who are near the campus and still don't want to come? Who live near the campus and yet they don't want to come? Or are there some people who live far away from the campus and still they do come?
Yes, ma'am.
तो फिर मिक्स्ड अप होगा ना इस फीचर स्पेस में.
Yes, ma'am. Mixed up होगा.
So do you think it will be linearly separable?
No, ma'am.
No, it will not be. It will be something like this. So mixed up hoga. Okay. So so we need hidden layer. If we are going to solve this problem with the help of a neural network, we again need a hidden layer. And most of the practical problems are in fact not non-linearly separable. Simple problems ही होते हैं जो कि linearly separable है. So you can say a typical population of males and females, उनकी frequency range ले, voice की frequency range ले, and then we identify whether it's male or female. Will that be linearly separable? Yeah, will that be linearly separable? You have voice clips and you are identifying the predominant frequency range. Let's say the first harmonic, second harmonic. Okay, and then we are identifying whether it's a male or a female. Do you think this is only one feature? That is the spectrum, that is the frequency range of the voice. And then the labels are male, female. So do you think that is linearly separable? Yes or no? कुछ बोलो.
नो मैम.
Why?
मैम समटाइम्स गर्ल्स की भी फ्रीक्वेंसी रेंज मैम डिसाइड नहीं कर सकते ना हम कम्प्लीटली कि वही रेंज में अगर है तभी हम बोलेंगे.
Then you mean to say that there are some girls who may have a lower boys wala frequency range, boyish voice, and some boys who have girlish voice?
यस मैम.
Yeah, especially if we don't consider age. तो बच्चों का तो एक जैसे ही होता है,
यस मैम, हाँ वो भी है.
right? So yes, again, it's a non-linearly separable thing. So so different problems.
Ma'am,
Huh?
ma'am, but ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि they are just outliers and mostly boys का
Yes,
जो
yes, yes. That's a
वो
good
होगा.
point. Yes, that's a good point. That's a good point that predominantly अगर हम adult male and adult female ले तो probably it will be linearly separable. Almost 100 or 90, 98 out of 100 girls will have a higher frequency range and similarly for boys, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So then it is linearly separable. So then we really don't need a hidden layer. Okay. But most of the practical problems that we do, the medical diagnosis, what is the if you lesion a lesion or something we try to investigate whether it's a uh, malignant or a benign tumor. So then it may be pretty non-linear. So most of medical diagnosis is also non-linear, and we need those hidden layers actually. But hidden layer में problem क्या है? What's the problem when we add a hidden layer? Now, how are we going to add? How does a neural network actually learn? ये perceptron learning rule हमने किया था. So how does it learn? So how is a perceptron able to learn an OR gate or an XOR gate? How?
By adjusting the weights to
Weights.
minimize the loss.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, who was that? Aman again?
Aman Rajput.
अमन राजपूत दो अमन है क्या क्लास में?
3 है शायद.
1 सेकंड ऐसा है. 1 second. Let me check how many Amans are there. Okay, a lot. अमन राजपूत. और इससे पहले किसने कौन सा अमन था?
मैंने बोला था.
Okay. Aman Rajput is there. Aman Kumar is there. And Aman Kumar Das is there. Okay. ठीक है. Okay. So whatever, it doesn't matter. So we have this neural network, and I now put in a hidden layer, and I have something like this. Now, what's the problem? Now I have got so many weights, right? ये था, ये था. These are the inputs and these are the weights. So 4 here and 2 here, 6 weights needs to be adjusted. Now, what is the problem in that? Taki the output error is reduced. So what's the problem with that? So how do you adjust the weights? To reduce the error, right? Okay. So the problem comes because the output neuron knows what the error is. Error is what? The desired output minus the predicted output. This is the error. अगर एक ही input है, एक ही output है, then I can just use this, just as we did in the OR gate. Remember, for the OR gate, we were just seeing the error. Y minus Y bar. But if there are multiple inputs, can I just take the absolute difference or just the difference? If I take just the difference, they may cancel each other. So either I square them and add them up. So in a network where there are multiple outputs, it may have multiple outputs also. Here there may be another output, for instance. Here there's another output. And therefore there are 2 more weights. So there may be more than one output for the neural network. In case there are multiple outputs, then the error will be at different places. Yahan bhi hoga, and so it'll be here also and here also. So how do I combine them? I combine them either by using absolute values or by squaring them. And typically we take squares. But then, so what's the problem? The output neurons can see the errors, but can this neuron, the hidden neuron, see the errors directly? Right. Problem is the hidden layers are not able to see what is the error. The error at their output needs to be calculated. What is the error here? The error here is pretty simple. It is this or square of this. Okay. But what is the error here is the question. Okay. That's why we need a back propagation. Back propagation doesn't mean that we are actually having a feedback connection. It just means dependency. So we use the chain, when things are dependent on each other and we take the differentiation, we have to take the differentiation with respect to whatever is the independent variable. Now, do you agree that all the weights play a role in determining all the outputs? The output that is predicted in these places will depend upon all the weights. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means there is a dependency of the output on each and every weight. Okay. And so the error here is dependent on the previous weight also, and we have to back propagate the error. That's why it's called a back propagation algorithm. So without discussing further, let's go back. So here are multi-layer neural networks, and this has got a single neural hidden layer, and this has got two hidden layers. This is of course the input buffers. So there are two hidden layers here. I know the error here, but I don't know the error directly here. And likewise, I don't know the error directly here. And the errors have to be back propagated in order that we adjust the weights, because weight adjustment, according to the delta learning rule, the weight adjustment depends on three factors. What are they? Just recall, anybody?
Learning rate, error,
Right.
and input.
That's right. Absolutely right. Also, was that Mukund?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. इसमें ये problem है. I don't know why this is coming up. Okay. Mukund Maheshwari, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. So we need to do something about it. What we do, तो ये मेरा network है. These are the hidden layer. This is the hidden layer, and here I have multiple outputs. As you can see, there are multiple outputs. हर न्यूरॉन के इनपुट को मैंने I लिया है और आउटपुट में O लिया है. In IH is the input to the hidden layer. OH is the output of the hidden layer. You know that what is the relationship between IH and OH? OH will be the activation of the IH. So IH is the summation of the inputs. The weighted summation of the inputs is the input, and the output is the activation of the same. Okay, और ये W weights हैं और ये U weights हैं. Weights from input to hidden and weights from hidden to output. So just for the sake of some terminology, in addition, I have these inputs coming one after the other. Why so many inputs coming one after the other? And each input is an array. Each input is an array. So why there are so many arrays for coming one after the other? What does one input?
Batch of inputs. Like
because
if
it's machine learning ना. Machine learning is all about learning from data. एक data से तो सीखेगा नहीं. So this is features. This array is one row of a training table. So different features. For example, x1 and x2 in the case of OR gate. For example, the pixels of an image in case of a image. So these are the inputs for one particular set of feature values. And you need multiple such inputs for the machine to adjust the weights. The neural network has to adjust the weight. It cannot adjust the weights on a single input, isn't it? Machine learning is all about learning from data. So it needs multiple data, and that's why we have buffers in the input, because the data is keeping, the training data is keeping on coming inside, and while one is being subjected to the network, the other has to wait in the buffer. The next one has to wait in the buffer. That's why we show a buffer in the input. Okay. So these are my inputs, and they come up one after the other. And now the question is, what will you do to the error? Single output है, तो कोई problem नहीं है. Okay, but at least multiple inputs are there. Would you like to consider the error for all the inputs or a single input, or what is the next question? What did we do for the OR gate? When did we calculate the errors? In the case of an OR gate, there was only one output, तो इसलिए हमने directly वो output का error term ही लिया, the difference ही लिया था. But do you recall when we calculated the error for each and every input or for all the inputs put together?
All the inputs put together.
I
For
don't think so.
each and every input.
हाँ, हर एक input के लिए हमने error देखा था और adjust किया था. Point adjustment की है ना, when do you want to adjust? The moment you get an error, you want to adjust the weights, or you want to accumulate the error for all training data and then adjust the weights. What do you want to do? So for the OR gate, we for 1-1 से start किया था हमने, जहां तक मुझे याद है 1-1 से start किया था, उसका error नहीं था. then 10 किया था तो उसका error आया था, and then we adjusted the weights, and then using the adjusted weights, and in that case we also adjusted the threshold. Right now we are assuming that we are not going to adjust all thresholds. और threshold है भी नहीं, it's a sigmoid function. Okay, and a simple sigmoid function ही हमने लिया था. And W naught plus W1x plus W2x and so onwards. All right, so those weights we are trying to adjust. So 1 by 1 plus e raised to the power minus this field was the activation. So the point is, are we going to adjust the weights for after every input, or then or after all the inputs? What would you like to do? कुछ बोलो. If we all the inputs, why? Any justification?
कंप्यूटेशन आसान हो जाएगा मैम.
कंप्यूटेशन आसान हो जाएगा, लेकिन आप आसान होगा, बट वेट्स को एडजस्ट करने के लिए काफी टाइम लग जाएगा ना. बाय द टाइम यू एडजस्ट वेट्स, so is it, don't you think it is, so that is one way of doing it, कि आपने सारे, so in typically a training data for a practical problem will have thousands and thousands of inputs. A lot of training data is there, and if you are really going to take all the training data to adjust the weights, that in fact will take a long time before you adjust your weights, and then you start the second epoch. एक epoch में सारी training data हो जाती है, and then second epoch. That means you are doing adjusting the weights after every epoch, which is quite a it doesn't seem very logic. Rather, जैसे हमने OR gate में किया था, it is better to adjust the weights after every input. थोड़ा 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 करके adjust होता रहे, and you see the effect of the adjusted weights on the next input. Okay, so that is the stochastic mode. पहले भी हमने किया था. If you do it for, if you adjust the weights for every input, calculate the error and adjust, then it's stochastic training. Otherwise, you can have a mini batch, small 2 or 3 inputs, and then accumulate the errors and then adjust the weights. So either or a macro batch you can take. So that depends upon the problem at hand. But the stochastic method is quite popular because थोड़ा थोड़ा करके weights adjust होता रहे ना, तो you know the effect that it has on the classification. So let's assume a stochastic mode. We have done this. We have done these functions. The activation function for a neural network typically sigmoid होता है या tan h होता है, hyperbolic tangent sigmoid. So you know the formula for a tan h. So one of these two. इसमें फर्क यही है कि this one goes from 0 to 1 with a halfway point, and this one goes from -1 to 1 with a halfway point at 0. The activation is 0. Okay. So we assume a training set, testing set, okay, a learning rate also, and we assume that we do some cross validation. We have already talked a lot about cross validation and why we need it. And then we define our loss function. So this is the actual error, the whatever is there in the bracket. What's happened to my gosh, God. This is the error term, desired minus actual. Because there are multiple outputs, I squared them, added them up, okay. And then if I'm not taking the stochastic mode, but I'm taking the mini batch or the batch mode, then I will do it over a number of input patterns, okay, and sum that also, and divided by half, and this is called the total sum squared error. So and if I divide by the number of input patterns and the number of outputs to take an average, that will become mean squared error. In addition, if I take an under root and multiply by 2 to get rid of the 2, then that's a root mean square error. So I can have one of these, I can typically root mean square error is taken. Okay, if I have the stochastic mode, then I don't need to divide by the number of patterns, only divide by number of outputs. Okay. Basically for the pseudocode, what do? Is we take each training pattern, apply the input to the network, calculate the output, calculate the error at the outputs. इतना तो simple है. एक एक करके we will apply the inputs and then we'll calculate the error. Now we use the error term to compute the error signals for the pre-output layers. So this is back propagation. Actually back propagation ये पूरा है. यहाँ से start होता है back propagation. So what I do is I get the error at the output, but I also calculate what is the effective error for the pre-output yani hidden layers. And then I do my weight adjustments. Okay? And periodically evaluate network performance. Periodically evaluate the network performance. So here what I'm doing is for each training pattern, I'm adjusting the weights. Stochastic mode. And periodically evaluate network performance to see whether it is going to giving my desired. Why do you think I should do this? Periodically evaluate the network performance. Why not after the whole training thing is over and the error comes to something very unless I keep on doing this thing of weight adjustment till the error becomes stabilized at a very low, I can have a threshold कि 0.05 से ज़्यादा error नहीं आना चाहिए, and then I stop the training. But why do I keep on periodically evaluating the network performance, you think?
To prevent overfitting.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So then if we keep on doing it, ऐसा हो सकता है कि for this particular training data के लिए error तो बहुत कम है, but the moment I change the training data, it gives a huge error. That possibility is there. That's why I was doing the cross validation. Fine. यहाँ तक तो हो गया, ट्रेनिंग हो गई, इस ट्रेनिंग डेटा के लिए तो एरर कम हो गई. Now it is time to change the training data. So you choose the next training data for the cross validation and then again do the same thing. All right. So this is the pseudocode. This is the algorithm. Okay, so I assume that I have got the training data, X are the features values and D is the desired output. All right, and calculate the error signal. E, small e. Okay, and now we have already discussed the loss function. So the loss function is if I use this method, that is over all the outputs, J belongs to C. C is the set of all output neurons. So if I square the error of output neurons and divide it by half, that is capital En. N stands for what? N stands for what? For the time instant, the particular training example. So you give a training example. At the nth. So the training examples are coming one after the other. Training set 1, training set 2, training set 3, training set नहीं, training data. So the each tuple of the table. So a particular combination of feature values. फिर अगला, फिर अगला, फिर अगला. So N stands for the nth training example. Okay, or you can say nth time instant. So for a given training example at the nth time instant, you calculate the error by squaring over all the outputs. And if I assume that I am going to collect the error for n examples, capital N examples, say the mini batch size or the entire training size, in the case of an OR gate 4 ही तो 4 ही तो है training data, तो चारों को ले सकते हैं. But in reality, the training data is much more than that. And we can choose a reasonable value of n and we can calculate the error over all the n inputs, in which case the error signal will be summed up over all those inputs, and then I can just divide by n to get the average error. Now I assume that I'm taking the stochastic mode. This is the batch mode actually. So I'm just asking, is this clear or not? For the output neuron, let us say output neuron 2 है. तो 2 के लिए this is the field, this is the field, this is the field for 2.
Yes, ma'am.
So if this is the field for 2, इसका differentiation with respect to any given weight will be the input, concerned input.
Yes, ma'am.
which is the output of the previous layer. तो इसलिए इसको y लिखा है. So this is it, and this is how we get the differentiation. So I now have, so in order to calculate the change in the weights, I'll apply the delta learning rule, and the delta learning rule is nothing but, you know, I have a minus sign, I have a learning weight, because the change of weights is opposite to the opposite direction to the adjustment. तो माइनस साइन यहाँ आ गया, यहाँ लर्निंग रेट आ गया, और ये पूरे के पूरा जो हमने अभी अभी कैलकुलेट किया है, which consists of 4 differentiations, and the 4 differentiations are very simple. पहला टर्म था एरर का, दूसरा टर्म वो -1 था, तो वो माइनस यहाँ पे आ गया. दूसरा टर्म वाज -1, so that comes here, and then तीसरा टर्म था differentiation of the field, which we now know is y into 1 minus y, and finally this is the input of the input coming from the previous stage. तो अगर आप देखें तो ये वैसे ही है जैसे हमने लीनियर रिग्रेशन या लॉजिस्टिक रिग्रेशन में किया था, कि एक तो है ये लर्निंग वेट, एक ये पूरा बीच वाला टर्म है, और एक ये इनपुट है. So this is just the delta learning rule, except that the error now, for now, the error is not just E, but it is E into differentiation of the field. ठीक है? E into differentiation of the field. Okay. This is called the local, this middle term is the error gradient, and this is called the local error gradient. This is the local error gradient. So here are the 3 terms, that is the learning weight and the local gradient and the input. Input is actually the output of the previous stage. ठीक है? तो ये मेरा local gradient है. Local gradient means the gradient of the loss function with respect to the field. Okay, so it has 3, all these terms are there. Okay, the point is कि ये जो हमारा है the error, which is so easy to calculate for the output. You know, for the output it is going to be y minus y desired minus y actual. Problem comes when for the hidden layers, and so there are 2 cases that we need to distinguish. What is this E term for the output neuron, and what is this term when it is a hidden neuron? That's all, and then we are done. Now what we have calculated right now is the weight adjustment between 2 neurons. So that's what we are trying to work out. What will be the weight adjustment between 2 neurons, given that the neuron has an input field and an output activation function, and of course a loss function, and which boils down to having the error function. ठीक है ना? तो ये जो बीच वाला टर्म हमारा था, इसमें एक एरर है और एक दूसरा टर्म है, which is the differentiation of the field. We already know what is the differentiation of the field in case the field is a sigmoid. We can calculate for tan H also, but we have calculated for sigmoid and we have found that it is y into 1 minus y. Okay, so this forms the local gradient, and now we have to see कि error कैसे back propagate करें. ठीक है? So instead of now going through formulas, काफी सारे formulas हो गए. Otherwise we'll do it in the next class, but I don't think probably I'll inform. I will not be able to take the class tomorrow. कल आपकी क्लास कितने बजे है? 8 बजे है?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, 8 बजे की क्लास तो शायद मैं ले ही सकती हूँ. So what I'll do is I'll take your class and I'll complete this, even if it's a half an hour class. What I'll do is I'll take the class and I'll just complete this thing with the help of a actual problem. तो फिर आप भी साथ साथ कैलकुलेट करोगे and the whole thing will be clear कि क्या हो रहा है. ठीक है? So did I give you the attendance?
No, ma'am.
Just a second, I will just give you. So revise what I have done. कैसे रिवाइज करोगे? मैं आप लोगों को ना व्हाट्सएप पे भेजूंगी ये स्लाइड्स, ठीक है? बिकॉज दिस इज अ लॉट ऑफ हैंड रिटन थिंग्स, और वो हैंड रिटन थिंग्स आता ही नहीं है क्लासरूम में. Now you can mark your written.